Hello everyone. Hi, this is Aditya Acharya. I am a part of the Process Excellence and Strategy team of Capgemini. I'm also doing my Black Belt certification from NIQC Bangalore, and I've registered for the DN Popularity Award, which is rather why I'm going to take you through one of the very few crucial projects I had done for my company. And I made this deck for that. In this deck, I won't be giving you a lot of information or data because of confidentiality issues, but more importantly, together we shall go through the process of how, rather, we did it, or my entire team, how we did it. In the screen, you can see there are certain words mentioned: travel, allowance, and data. Yeah, travel. That kind of sucks right now to hear, right? Pandemic and everything. I know how hard it has hit many industries and many companies and the traveling, especially the international traveling and all. So there was a certain part which I picked up in my company, that the allowances which are paid to the on-site travelers or on-site employees, certain part of it was being paid extra, which was basically a revenue loss for the company. So that is what I thought I'd rather pick it up, that let's see how we can address this, how we can reduce this extra payment as much as we can. So let's start our journey, or rather, let me just rewind my journey, how I did it and how the entire team did it rather. So remember one thing, whenever you're about to start something, always it has to be a proper fixed plan to that. So my plan was, let me first define what my problem statement is. What is the situation? Let's first define that. So I defined the problem statement by looking at the situation, that let me reduce the extra travel allowance paid to the India employees who are returning from the on-site locations. Now, as we have defined the problem statement, we have covered the first step of the task, that we know what the situation is. Now the next thing would be that how do we measure it? What are the things which are contributing rather to this extra allowance paid? So let's just assume that the effect over here is that the extra allowance is being paid. So what are all the possible factors which are contributing, which are basically your X's, your reasons for that effect to happen? So I categorize those into four buckets, basically: people bucket, environment bucket, the process bucket, and the management bucket. And then with the reasons, and I mentioned the reasons, that what are the possible reasons due to which there is this extra allowance getting paid. And few of those I realized are out of control, and few of those are within the scope of my project. Remember, any project you pick up, there'll always be, you have to define your in scope and out of scope. That is very important. So here also I defined over here that these are the things, the green ones are my in scope, which I can work on, and the red ones obviously are beyond, let's say beyond my pay grade to look into or solve it rather. So this was the measure phase which I did. I came to know that, okay, these are the certain contributing factors, which is why the extra allowance is being paid. The next thing was I analyzed the situation, and as written in the screen, always find out the root cause. Always find the root cause of it. For example, I'll give you, like, now you can just say that, okay, we found out the reasons in the previous slide, in the measure slide, then why are we again digging deeper into it? I'll give you an example. Let's say a problem over here, which we found out in the previous slide. A problem was, for example, let's say a hypothetical situation, I got late to office. That's a problem. Okay, I got late. So this is a process called 5 why, getting into the very root of why actually the problem arose and what can be a quick fix solution for that. Taking an example of our hypothetical problem that I got late for office. Okay, so why did I get late for the office? Number one is that I got stuck in traffic. Why did I get stuck in traffic? Okay, because I got dressed late, not on time. Why did I not get dressed on time? Well, because I got up late. Why did I get up late? Well, because my alarm clock didn't ring at the proper time. Why did my alarm clock not ring at the proper time? Well, because the battery is out of it. We're drained out of battery. So my quick fix solution would be that change the battery. So always find out what exactly the main root cause is. We might have found out some of the major reasons or the top level reasons in the measure phase, but always through analyze phase we find out that what basically is those little root causes which, if attended to, can actually resolve our problem. So that's what I did in the analyze phase. I obviously can't tell you what exactly I did and what were the reasons and all, but many of my reasons I could find out the quick fix solution because I broke those down further. I broke down the solutions or the reasons which I had. I broke those down further into smaller particles or smaller reasons or smaller whys, I can say, and then I could find out my quick fix solution for those particular things. The next thing after this, what you should do is, once you found out your quick fix solution, is that improve the situation. Implement and improve is one of the very crucial phases of your project. Whatever the quick fixes you have found out, try implementing those in your project and look at the results. When I found out those quick fixes, I implemented those. We implemented those in our projects, in our day-to-day processes. And we did see an improvement. We did see that the data, one of the most crucial factors, probably for every company in the world. We all know how much data sells and how important data is. Data is literally everything. Well, not literally, let's just say figuratively, everything in life now. We saw a drastic improvement in that, and then we could relate it that how this can be used to improve our situation of this extra loss of money which we are having. So those quick fixes worked and all. But as we know that quick fixes are just for the moment, so that you find out what can be an actual sustainable solution. Your quick fixes will never be sustainable, or probably might be if those are really well thought rather. But mostly those are just to, let's say, handle the situation at the moment. But you can't just keep on doing it again and again and finding out quick fixes. You need to find a long-term fixed solution to your problem, which is why the next phase is called control phase. Here, what we do is we find out and implement the sustainable solution. You can't just keep auditing, or you can't just keep looking into your process again and again for some improvements. That's just waste of time, waste of effort. So when you are doing it, while you find out the quick fixes, the quick solutions, you have to, it is very essential that you must find a sustainable solution to the problem statement. That is of utmost importance. Well, in my project, I can tell you one thing, that it was digital transformation and automation of one particular step. Can you imagine? Just one particular step. That's how important the details are, especially in the analyze phase when you break down further into the whys and all. One important detail which we found out that, okay, if this step, we can automate this, we can make many things mandatory, and it has to be done through the system. And that is how we found out the solution, that this is our solution to reduce the extra loss of money. We all know how important automation is, and we took advantage of that. And by finding out what the entire thing and where is the nail we have to hit, we did that. Always remember, the focus is in the key. The key is in the details. Always look into the details. That is all I want to share with you regarding my project rather, and I rather more wanted to focus on the methods, because these methods you can use for any kind of strategy projects or process excellence project, any kind. And this is industry agnostic, whichever industry you can do. Always remember, first you have to define your situation or your problem statement. You then have to measure it. You have to find out what are the contributing reasons for your effect. What are the reasons over there? Then you have to analyze the reasons. You have to further break it down. You have to do your testings over there. You have to find out your quick fix solutions over there. then you always have to improve and implement and improve the situation. Whatever the quick fixes, whatever the further analysis you have found out, try improving those, try implementing those situations, and see whether you are on the right track or not, whether the situation is improving or not. And then you always have to control the situation for future. You always have to find a sustainable future solution, so that the wrong things which were happening, or rather the incorrect things which were happening, those do not happen. Those are checked properly. I hope this was very crucial or very important, or it was rather helpful to all of you. Thank you very much. Hope you have a lovely day and a lovely life ahead. Thank you.